information or opinions expressed by the host, co-host, and or guests on this podcast do not necessarily represent or reflect the views of our company, our sponsors, and advertisers. Please consult your attorneys, CPA, or business owners, advisors before making any business decision. Thank you. What's up, everybody? This is Jay Wicker with Small Business Stand-Up. Got a couple of great entrepreneurs on the call with us today. All right, guys, I guess I'll go directly to you. We only got a few of us on here. So, Allahme, tell us a little bit about what you do, where you're calling in from, and all the other stuff.
All right, awesome. Hi, guys. Okay. My name is Allahme Dixon. As you can see, I'm AKA the Credit Boss. And the reason why they call me the Credit Boss is because I have knowledge that I convey to my clients in reference to business and personal credit. I'm calling from California, Southern California, and I am the CEO of Credit 909. Now, Credit 909 is an organization that helps entrepreneurs establish their businesses and structure their businesses that will put them in a position to qualify for funding and business credit. And so that's what I do. And I also go into the school systems and I educate the at-risk youth women on the importance of self-esteem, self-confidence, and financial literacy.
Excellent. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that today too as well.
Okay.
Brother B. Myers, how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. I'm glad to have you on with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the invite.
Tell us a little bit about what you do and where you're calling in from.
All right. Well, my name is Ben Myers. I'm calling in from West Texas, the panhandle of West Texas, from a small town, but that goes by the name of Plainview. I am in the event entertainment field, as well as real estate. I do real estate wholesaling, and in the process of creating a cigar lounge out here.
Oh, huge.
And that's
okay. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, that's it. I don't.
Oh, you said you're in the process of creating a cigar lounge?
Yes. Being a partner of mine, we're scouting properties now.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, normally we have nice large group or whatever the case is, but I have some good questions for everybody. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go off the dome with a few of these questions. So Allahme, I know we spoke a few times about you doing some dealing with some at-risk youth. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, well, let me tell you what got me started, actually. Okay, and then I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I come from a huge family and I'm number 3 of 7. I've always had individuals come to me, with their problems and, want me to help them sort out. That's what I've always done. I've always been a go-to person with my family. So that transferred over into corporate when I was in the corporate industry. I would always have my peers and, just people that just didn't know me always approach me. And so I would sit down with them and I would have counseling sessions. So I started going to school, got my coaching credentials, and I saw there was a need for the young ladies. Started doing a lot of mentoring with some of the organizations in the industry, just, going out to the schools and meeting with the people. And they would always have me in a huddle, asking me questions about some of the things that they were going through. Literally, they would always have me in a huddle. And I said, obviously this must be my calling on top of a lot of other things that I do. So you know how it is when you have connections, you meet with people and people see what you're doing and they introduce you to people and people want to bring you into the school district. And so that's how I got into the school districts. Our girls are lost. A lot of our young teenagers are lost. A lot of things are different than how it was. It's not the same. Social media plays a huge impact on their self-esteem, and a lot of other things plays a huge impact. A huge role in making a huge impact on their self-esteem and self-confidence. So, I start putting things together, and again, I have contracts with the school districts, different counties in my area. I go into the school districts and I have a 9-week program where I go in and I mentor them, and we just have open dialogue, just coaching sessions on social media, some of the things that they feel on social media that can impact their self-esteem, which is one is the body shaming. And they look at the celebrities have these pictures, and they have the boob jobs and sex, the enhancement of their body parts, so to speak. And so they see this, and and some of them are underdeveloped, and so they get teased. And then I mentor them on consent. When you say no, no means no. And so there's a lot of things, how to effectively communicate with your caregiver. And, it just grew. It grew. And I just started having a lot of people just reaching out to me, asking me if I can go into their school district with my program. And it's been really, really rewarding, because a lot of these girls, like I said, they need it, and they don't know who they can talk to about it. A lot of them don't have the open relationship or can't communicate with their parents or caregivers. And so that's why I give them the tools to be able to communicate with their caregivers as well.
Yeah, that's huge. Is that part of your why? Would you say?
Sorry.
Why you do?
What did you say? Yeah,
absolutely. I know you deal
sure.
with the credit and all that. I know you deal with the credit and everything like that. Is that part of your why? Is that what keep you going?
That is absolutely my why. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
That's huge, man. That's kind of one of my goals as well. Is to with the inner city youth as well, right? I was just telling my wife that last night. It's like I remember a couple people came to my neighborhood. Right? We used to go play basketball at this local recreation center. We had a couple people that came through, and I remember when they was leaving, I felt so down that they was leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought so much positivity to everything that was going on. But in my way of giving it back, I have to go back and do something, right? So I already begun doing that now. So I need to dive in a little bit more. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Ms. Danielle, how are you? I think you're on mute.
We about to find out.
You're good now. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I know.
Oh, excellent. Tell us what you do, how long you've been doing it, and where you're calling in from.
All right, I'm Danielle MacArthur, owner of DCDR Solutions, entrepreneurship, small business coaching. I've been doing this for about a year now. I really enjoy working with folks, helping them take their stuff to the next level, or helping them find clarity in what they're doing. Because I really see a lot of people getting that side hustle mode, but it's not actually a business. So converting that mindset is a very powerful thing for folks. And I'm logging in from beautiful Birmingham, Alabama.
Welcome again. B. Myers. So what part of the entertainment business are you
in? Event planning and promoting. Also have photo booths. We do custom backgrounds, DJing, catering, anything event related we can do.
Okay. He actually we have a new intro and outro that he done for us, so we haven't posted it yet. So yeah, he's good at what he does. He did it really good. It was like, wow. so definitely, man, welcome. We really appreciate all that. So we do here. Well, first of all, I would ask you guys that. What's your weekend?
How our weekend was? Yeah, good.
You guys hear?
Yeah, we can hear you kind of chopping in and out too. I'll go first, since I think I'm talking above everybody else. But I think I had a real good weekend with the family. Did a little at-home fireworks down here in Birmingham. They do fireworks the entire weekend, so it's not just a one-day event. So that's always good to enjoy with the kids.
And I can speak to my
Ain't
weekend.
burn nothing
My
down,
weekend
did
was
Nah, I didn't burn nothing down.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
my weekend was awesome.
What about you, Allahme?
It was great. I went to the beach, took my nephew. I have my nephew out here visiting from Atlanta. He comes out here every summer. So took him to the beach. We had an amazing time, got on electric scooters or quads, and we had an amazing time. And then yesterday, I had family that came over. My brother birthday is actually tomorrow. So we had family came over, had a birthday party for him. And it was fun. We had so much fun. We did a lot of karaoke. And I mean, my family member made some moves that I didn't know they can still do it. It was funny.
Yeah, it's always good to get with family, you know. So me and my wife, we just kind of took it easy. We weren't really too much celebrate like the holidays and stuff like that. I kind of forgot come Monday. They were popping fireworks. I had kind of forgot. I'm sitting at home and I had me a little ice cream, watching the movie, and all of a sudden I hear boom, boom. Like, what is going on? Like, what's happening? I forgot. So but I definitely enjoyed the time off. I had my phone off. We kind of just did us, you know. So definitely enjoyed that. So, all right. What about you, B. Mars? How was that weekend for you?
I worked. We had our 360 booth downtown for the parade and stuff that they do downtown out here. And after that, I spent all weekend editing videos for people. So you know, because
it was a work weekend for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You made some money.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, sir. That's the goal.
Yes, absolutely. Now, a few of these questions is actually kind of centered around what she was talking about mentoring and stuff like that. So one of the questions is for you guys, who was your top 3 mentors that affected you? You guys remember those people? Shout their name out. If you could DM me their name, I put them on the I put them on all the different the platforms that we're on. We want to salute mentors, you know what I'm saying? We definitely need it out there. So who's your top 3 or top 2 mentors to help you get you on the track, whether it was for business, whether it's just in life?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can jump on that.
Well, my number one mentor was my mom's. Period, hands down, no questions asked. In life and everything. So, as far as business, I go with the guy who I'm doing real estate with now, Philip Placencia. He done really taught me a lot. That's the 2 who I can think of just right offhand. My mom's and Philip.
Well, follow-up question real quick. How important was that mentorship with Philip? How important is it?
It's priceless and it's ongoing. I mean, I think that's the beauty of good mentorship is that it's so residual. You know, I mean, it I mean, if you're willing to apply what you're learning, and so I mean, it plays such a huge part of my life to this day. So and I'm still dealing with them. So you know, it's ongoing.
Yeah, that's huge. What about you guys? Who's the top 3 mentors that affected your life?
Well, I can say definitely. I can say my dad. My dad is definitely the reason why I am the way I am and who I am today. Definitely my dad. And I would have to say Kristen Wally. And Kristen Wally is my mentor that worked with me or that I worked with in corporate when I was working for this company, ADP. And she was definitely my mentor. She helped me out with so many things. I've never actually had anyone that took a liking into me and the quality of work that I produced, and just, you know, helped me get to the next level, and, you know, nominated me for Emerging Leaders Program. And it was just amazing. I've never actually had anyone that didn't know me, didn't know anything about me, just kind of took an interest and helped me get to the next level.
Mentorship is so important. So important. What about you, Ms. Danielle?
All right. I wish I did have 3. But the 2 that stand out for me would be, I would say from a educational and personal side would be, I had a teacher in high school. His name was Mr. Hummer. And he would let me
Shout out to Mr. Hummer.
Shout out to Mr. Hummer. He used to let me just hang out in his class because I wasn't with all the shenanigans. I was a pretty hardcore nerd, and I would just hang, and it was a biology class. And so it kind of built that space of you could just be yourself. You ain't got to follow in the crowds and stuff, which is kind of a defining characteristic of mine. But professionally, this wonderful lady, very similar to Allahme in my professional career, her name is Joy Harris. She was like a consultant at our company, and she did the same thing. She kind of recognized that I had a skill set. She pushed me to do things that I thought I wasn't ready to do, but I would crush it anyway. And she's the one that inspired me to like just break free, because she just had so much freedom. And I just admired like the fact that she was just doing whatever she wanted to do and getting money from these big companies like nothing. And one of the most, I say bougie from a most loving standpoint, the bougiest thing she ever did, because she was a consultant. She would travel a lot and she would earn miles, but of course she was being reimbursed because of, you know, working as a consultant. And she had enough miles and points and everything that when her daughter got married, she was able to like house half of her family and didn't even have to pay for it. And I was just like, okay, that's some goals level type stuff. Like, so it's like, what do I need to get there? But no, that mentorship, I wish they would push it more in like high school and college, because I probably would have activated my superpowers a lot earlier if I would have had a mentor before the age of 30, but it's all good. So yes, if you notice somebody taking a liking to you, be receptive to it, be open-minded to it. And if they pushing you, is a reason why they're pushing you, because they see a light in you that maybe you don't even see yet.
Wow. That's so true. That's so true. So I was raised by my grandmother and my mother, so that bar them, I mean, of course, it was more than a mentor, right? More than a mentor. So I can't put them to the side because they that special place over here. But I would say my uncle, Mr. Green, Tommy Green. So everybody in my hometown hear that name, they probably know who I'm talking about. He owned a lot of real estate in my hometown. And I remember him taking his time out his day to kind of explain to me what he did. I didn't understand it. It was all over my head, but I know I wanted to be in real estate, and I just couldn't figure out what he was doing. But when I finally caught of it and learned what he was trying to teach me, it all kind of fit in place. But at that time, before I could go back and tell him I appreciate him, he passed. So I never got a chance to do that. And then the 2 more guys, there's 2 young guys, one Spanish guy and one black guy. I got the Dallas. I was driving trucks at night, and one of the guys told me, he was asking me, do I want to become a loan officer or mortgage broker? I'm like, man, I don't know about computers, none of that type of stuff. This was like right before the market crashed the last time. And he said, don't worry about it. I got my partner to teach you, got me with this guy, Spanish guy. He's trying to teach me, and I'm learning. And I guess he got too busy, and then he gave me to another guy. The guy he sent me to was, I just said Torrey Crane. So the first guy, Ben Vasquez, the second guy is Torrey Crane. He took me into his arm and he taught me everything I needed to know. And the company he was working for hired me because he was the top producer in the building. They couldn't tell him no. Now, mind you, I didn't even know how to send an email at that time. I was a truck driver. I didn't need to have to send one, right? So I remember being in a cubicle, right? And I'm in this place, everybody been to college the whole night, and I'm on the phone talking to my wife. How do I send an email? She laughing, I'm laughing, and I'm like, you can laugh all you want. I'm going to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So after ear hustling and everything and listen to people's conversations, it all started to click. So probably like I would say 60, almost 90 days later, I was the top producer in the building for that 1 week, that 1 month. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? A mentor can do wonders for you. A coach can do wonders for you. I would say find your mentor, find your coach, and get right up under that person and learn from them. If somebody's willing to invest the time in you, the least you can do is listen. Listen to it, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll change your life. It'll change your life. So I just wonder, where would I be? What would I be if I didn't do that? You know, I'm a truck driver by night and a loan officer by day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm going to figure this thing out. I don't care what happens. So I was going in there tired. I was like, listen, this is what I want to do. Let's go. So my deep respect for all you guys mentors. If you send me that information, I promise I'm going to post it. Mentors are important, guys. Anything else left that we didn't get out of that? All right. Go ahead. You got a question?
Oh, no, I was going to follow up with, I think part of the reason why I picked coaching was because of that. Like, there's a need for people to tag in at certain points in people's lives. And, you know, the coaching industry is taking up. And I just hope that our community pays attention to it and takes advantage of it. Like, whether it's a life coach, business coach, there's all these coaches. And that is kind of, granted, it's paid, but it's still that valuable feedback that people need, but they have to be receptive to the fact that, you know what, I think I might need help. Like, it's okay to say, you know what, I think I might need some help. And I wonder, you know, what do we have to do to get that point across? So thank you for bringing up this question.
Yeah, I've you know, fortunately, I've actually mentored, I can't tell you how many people in this game. Some of them, I tried to force it down their throat. They just want to tell me how to do it. I'm like, I'm your mentor. You're going to tell me how to do it, right? So, but when you get that person who listens to everything that you say and apply it, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. All right. Any more comments off of that? All right. Where is it at here? What is the number one thing that your mentor told you that changed your life? What did they tell you? What did they say to you? Or was it just that open arm?
Ooh, I got it. I got to tag in on this one. It's my favorite story, and it wasn't something she said to me. I was in the room, so I was just a supervisor. She was a consultant, but she was trying to train me up to be a manager. And we in the room with all the other managers, and they were acting like they didn't want to listen to her. Mind you, she's a paid consultant. And she said, clear as day, she's like, I don't care what y'all did. I already got paid. I'm trying to help y'all. If you don't want to take my advice, that's fine. And I was like, I want to be to that point where it's like, I don't worry about, like, I already got the paycheck. You know, if you want my help, you want my help. If you don't, but it was something about that statement because, you know, she's a black woman. She's only like 5 foot tall. And we in a room of, you know, mixed company. Literally, she's paid to help these people and they don't want to take the help. But her ability to just be able to say that, knowing that they paying her and they're going to keep paying her. It was just like, that's the kind of position I want to be in. Wow. Where it's like, you already paid me.
You say, that's it right there. That's what I want to do right there.
Real talk. That's been my goal.
That's a good situation. I've done that. Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you my story in a minute. But anybody else? What did they tell you? What did they say to you? To make you say, you know what? It was this particular thing she said or he said that pivoted my life to where I'm at now.
For me, Of course, it goes back to my mom when I was a young Thundercat. And I got a football scholarship. Yeah. I got a football scholarship. I messed that off. I had a bad attitude, had the skills, but not the discipline. And I came back home after a year, and my mom's got me into the local college here. Excuse me, that she was actually going to go back and get her bachelor's. And I wasn't going to class. I was supposed to have been looking for a job, but I wasn't. I decided I wanted to be a dope boy. And I'm from a small town, about 23,000 people. I just had a daughter. And mom's got a whiff that I was calling myself being a dope boy. So she came to my apartment that me and my daughter's mother had. And I'm in there passed out, blowed out, drunk. And she had a Louisville, they had those souvenir bats from Six Flags, the little short Louisville slugger bats. And she woke me up out of my sleep with that bat.
I remember those.
She beat the brakes off of me. And then took all of my daughter's clothes and set them on fire on the sidewalk in front of our apartment. And then she told me I got 60 days to get out of Plainview. I couldn't even stay. So I joined the Marine Corps.
You had to got the city.
Yeah. She ran me out of Plainview. She beat me down, burnt my daughter's clothes home, and told me I had 60 days. And so I joined the Marine Corps. And that changed my life. So that all the way until her death in 2020, mama didn't play. So that's my story. That's my pivot moment. Huh?
Yeah. Do you think if she took it lightly on you in that particular situation, it would have changed you?
Oh no, man.
Like that, right?
Oh yeah, man. I was a knucklehead. Yeah. No, man. I needed that tough love.
She knew what it took to get. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
She knew what it took to get to you. You know.
Yes, sir.
Going over there just talking to you wasn't gonna work. You know. You gotta get out the city. I don't even want you in the city no more. That's a shout out to your mom, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mom. Most definitely.
That's a good story there. I like that. What about you, Allahme?
This goes back to my mentor, Kristen Wally, where I worked at. And this is actually how I met her. She had a position that was, she posted a position. I was interested in the position. I walked into her office and I, had a conversation with her and, kind of was selling myself, telling her a little bit about me and what I can bring to the table and so on and so forth. And she looked at me and said, I don't doubt you can do the job. In fact, I know you can do the job. You have a good reputation around here and your work speaks volumes, but I'm not going to give you the position because you don't have a degree. Yeah. She told me, I'm not going to give you the position because you don't have a degree, because she was one of those directors that really pushed, go to school, we're paying for your education, go to school. The company's paying, reimbursing your education, so you might as well go to school. And she was really big on that. And she told me under no uncertain terms, I'm not going to give you the position because you don't have your degree. I said, okay. I looked at her right in her face and said, you gonna see me again? And she helped me finalize my decision because I was teetering back and forth what school I was looking for, what school I actually wanted to, enroll in. So when I had that conversation with her, she just actually gave me that last push when she told me that. And 2 weeks later, I was driving out of the parking lot at work, and she ran up to my car and said, Allahme, you know, I feel like the mother's hen. And I said, why? She said, I really feel like a mother's hen. She said, because Cheryl told me you enrolled in school. And I said, yeah. I said, I was already thinking about doing it. You gave me that extra push. And I went through. And one thing she told me is when you start, don't start big, start small.
Wow.
Don't go for the bachelor off. Don't go for the bachelor's degree. Yep. She said, don't go for the bachelor's degree off the rip because you haven't been in school in a while and you want to take baby steps. And that's what I did. I did the associate, went straight through, did the bachelor's of science, went straight through, then went back and did my master's. And I didn't take any time off. I went straight through. And that has actually helped me take me and everything that I've done, work, school, everything, took things to another level. And that's what that was my pivoted moment that changed my life, is when she said, because see, I was raised that you don't accept no for an answer. You know how your parents raised you. My dad always said, you don't accept no for an answer. When they tell you no, prove them wrong. And that was one of the moments that I proved her wrong when she said, and she told me, I don't doubt you can do the job. I know you can do the job, but I'm not going to give it to you because you don't have a degree. And I was like, okay. I told her, you'll see me again. Now she was this high power woman, senior VP on the position. On the job. And one of the things that I heard from one of the other leaders was like, she liked your confidence. The confidence that you came into her office, you wanted to know more about the position. And one thing she remembered was, okay, that's fair, but you'll see me again. And sure enough, she did. She saw me again. Once
you graduated and everything, she got a chance. I
sent her an invite to my graduation when I got my bachelor's of science. I sent her an invitation. And when she got the invitation, she was super impressed because I did the associate and went straight through. And I sent her invitation to my graduation. And I recall her coming into my office and she said, I am so impressed. And she said, anything you want in this organization, anything you need. If you want to get to another position, let me know. I'm going to help you get there. And she told me that, and that's what she did. She just helped me climb up within the ranks within that company. Mm-hmm.
That's a great story. and
ever had anyone to do that.
Yeah. But some people can take that happening to them and crumble.
Uh-huh.
You go right back at it full force. I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yep, sure it is. That was my mindset. That was my mindset. Mm-hmm.
If you notice when I'm mentoring a person, I'm very hard on them, especially on the onset, right? I need to see where they're at. You know what I'm saying? If I say something to you, are you going to, just say forget it and walk away? I don't want to waste my time, man. I need you to stand back up. You know what I'm saying? Stick your chest out, man. You need to deal with it, right? Then it gets a little easier time. You know what I'm saying? So, like in this situation, she came at you. I know your heart was broken, everything. And possibly making more money, and you shoot me down. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? But it all worked out.
Yeah. She told me, she said, I don't doubt you can do the job. I don't doubt it, but because you don't have your degree, I'm not giving it to you. And she said it just like that. I was like, okay, you'll see me again. I'll be in your office again. And sure enough, I was in her office again.
Don't you just love it when a person tells you?
Giving her the invite to my graduation.
I love it when a person tells me I can't do something. It's like, okay, that's my motivation, So,
right.
Any questions after that? Any comments? All right. So the next question is, how many people have you personally mentored? So we acknowledge that we need mentors. Mentors have shaped our life. How many people have you mentored? And can you give me one person that stood out? I don't know if you want to share that part, but but how many people have you personally mentored? Not exactly, but kind of round figure. I was trying to do this today, and I'm like, I'm not for sure, to be honest with you.
I can
take your fingers and toes. Okay, go ahead.
Danielle, you can go ahead, Danielle.
Yeah. Look, I'm over here racking my brain because I go into that mode, but you know, people got to be receptive to it. So if I preach all day long, but if they're not receptive to it, I'll leave them alone. But I would say I got two folks. Oh, I'd say three people. I ain't gonna put them on blast, but three solid folks that I've been working with closely over the past year, and I can see, you know, they've been taking my feedback and I see the growth, and I'm going to be very excited to be on the journey with them so they can watch me grow and I watch them grow and just build a nice solid team with those people, because it's like I kind of fell into it when I didn't realize I was falling into a mentorship. But it actually hit me like recently, like I guess I am kind of like that, because they're like my age, but you always think it needs to be some kind of age disparity between it. But I mean, really, it's just a knowledge and perspective change that you need to bring to the person to kind of get them to open their eyes and look at, you know, some of the decisions that they're making aren't the best decisions, or maybe, you know, reflecting on the bad decisions they made to acknowledge that they don't need to make those bad decisions anymore. But I would say I got a solid 3 under that. I think that they would say I helped them.
That's huge, man. That's huge. Listen, that's a great thing, man, to pour back into people.
Amen.
All right. What about you, B. Myers?
2 people stand out, right? Just immediately. I used to deal with youth a lot and college cats and stuff, and one in particular, he's like my little brother now. We've been rocking for 17 years now. Wait, Trey could be 38. Yeah, Trey was 20. He was going to UNT when I met him. But anyway, me and him used to always talk about entrepreneurship and whatnot. And he had jumped on a truck about, Trey been driving now for about 10, 11 years now. And he kept saying how he wanted to do his own thing. And we talked about it a lot. And like you said, I'm hard. I'm real rough around the edges. Now he has his own truck. He's with Landstar, making a lot of money. Well, he's making a lot of money, and looking for his second truck now. And the second guy is actually my business partner now, who I'm gonna do the cigar lounge with, and he also jumped into the event entertainment with me. They own his family owned a junkyard out here called Dulaney's. 75 years old. It's been out here for 75 years, and he ran it for the last 10 years, and realized with just he's not making no more money. He wasn't making no more money. So he's scared about what his next step gonna be, because he really don't want to go work a regular 9 to 5. Although he was getting a paycheck from Dulaney's, he was still running it. And so me and him smoke cigars together. We herf every week, and me and him have been chopping it up for the last couple of years actually. And he finally pulled the trigger to shut it down. And he was like, I don't know what to do. And I told him, like, shoot, man, you know, we've always talked about the cigar lounge. That's an option. And then I told him, like, you could jump into this event planning with me. And he jumped in feet first. We killing it. I mean, he's learning a lot. He's not real technically savvy, really neither, which you need some with the stuff that we use. But I mean, he's the one who bought the catering aspect to the event entertainment and promoting. stuff. He bought the catering aspect to it now, and we done booked him. He done had about 4 different gigs since he done jumped in and stuff. So I mean, that's my boy Cody Lindeman, and my other partner is Ulysses Harris out, and he's in Temple now. They back in Temple now though, him and his wife and his kids. But yeah, those 2 guys stick out like sore thumbs to me.
Oh, huge. All right. Listen, pouring into people, man, it feels so good, man. What about you, Allahme? You have something back to that part?
I'm on mute. No, I'm not. This is what I do. I can't pinpoint one individual because this is what I do. I have my mentorship classes, and I have, and I go into the school. So I have my mentees that are, following step by step, and they come to me and they have questions and concerns and need help with doing certain things. And, I've mentored them along the way. They come back with results. And they literally see the gratification I get out of it, honestly, is to see that they're listening to me and they're actually following the guidelines and guidance that I am providing, and they come back and tell me or show me the results, and they take it to the next level. I have mentees that, like one in particular, she was oblivious. She didn't even have a clue about where she wanted her business to go, and she took one of my mentorship classes, one of my business builder mentorship classes. And honestly, she was one of the ones that came in late all the time, disrupted the class with a lot of questions that I've already answered, and didn't complete the task. She was one of those, but I'm telling you right now, she was one of the ones that really propelled with her business, because when the mentorship class was over, she would sidebar me and ask questions. I would do a Zoom and I would go over some things with her, and I would just show her how to do things. And she has really taken her business to the next level. She just bought 2 slingshots with their business credit. She opened up a photography studio with her business credit. So that's one of my mentees. And then I have another mentee that is also doing really well. She's actually in a financial literacy space now as well. And she's a insurance agent. And she's another one that stayed in contact with me. But again, like I said, I have a lot of mentees, so I can't really pinpoint which one. And then, the young ladies that I meet with, when I go into school, I'm not able to share my personal information with them, my personal contact information. But, I had the ladies run back to me and tell me how some of the things that I talked to them about or shared their story or helped them share their story, they got a positive outcome out of a lot of things that I've shared. So it's really good to be able to, like you said, pour your knowledge into someone and see that they it's like water in the plant.
Mm-hmm. Watering and fertilizing the plant. It's everything.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of like you, Allahme. I get a kick out of being an assist guy. I don't know if you guys know what that is. You play basketball, you know what that is. Like I don't get a lot of joy out of scoring. I'd rather throw an assist, And I search out ways that I can do that all the time. And my phone rings. 99% of the time my phone rings. Well, I would say about 80% of the time my phone rings, and somebody's asking me a question and connecting with somebody else. So I'm a connector. You know what I'm saying? So, and I love that. So a lot of times and then I'm mentoring different people too. So sometimes I may give them, maybe they have the big picture. They just need that 10%. And I give that too. That's part of mentorship. You know what I'm saying? You're helping people out. You know, one kind of stood out was a lady. I was doing like a deal online, not podcast. I was doing like a a presentation online one day, and she hit me up. She had just spent like about $8,000 on a wholesaling course, and she wasn't able to get in contact with these people. She had a property that she thought was a deal or whatever the case is. So she spent all that money on them or whatever the case is, and she called me up like, how much I charge or whatever. I ain't really charge you a lot at all. It's kind of pretty much like, look, I'm gonna help you, basically. She gave me a few bucks, but basically that's what it was. So we talked on the phone for a little bit. She was kind of hesitant about sending me a few bucks to get me started. I'm like, you just get $8,000. And you can't even contact these people. I did this presentation on a Sunday, and we talking on my cell phone, right? So we finally did it. We sat down. I went through every single thing. She cashed it out. She made about 10 grand. She called me back. She was so happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that right there, it felt like I made 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like to do right there, man. I like to help people. You know, and it brings joy. Definitely brings joy. If you're not helping people, man, I don't know what you're doing with your life, man. You have a wealth of knowledge. Like the information you have, you might not think it's a whole lot. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's a lot more than some people do have or whatever. You have the keys to unlock some of the doors of people problems that they're having. And it's your obligation, man. No matter how successful you become, you still have to give back and help people get from A to B, man. You can't never forget that. Especially us. You know what I'm saying? Especially us. Especially if you from the hood. You got to do that. Now, it's crazy. I was telling my wife the other day, man, like, I have to go back just to show my face. Go touch some people. You know, not the people my age, because everybody, you know, if you ain't did nothing by now, you 40-something years, 50 years old, you ain't going to do nothing. But it's the ones that's under you who have the opportunity, who have that drive that's going to do something. If I'm there and they see that I did something with my life and I could possibly help them other people I'm going out. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what. So I want to make sure I bring you guys this about mentorship, man. You got to.
But you know, Jay, not to be confused, there are a lot of people out there that call themselves mentors, right? And they're in it for the money. Now they'll take your money, and I'm gonna tell you something right now, because I can say that I'm one that spent a lot of money on, you know, mentorship, paying for seats at tables, and they charge a lot of money. I'm talking over $5,000, and you pay the money for the business or for the mentorship, expecting one thing, right? And you're getting something completely different, or you don't get it at all. They will show you the basics, and that's it. And you can't get a hold of them anymore. You know, it's like if you're not in that circle, right? Because they only pick and choose a certain amount of individuals to be in that circle who they're going to put the spotlight on. They're not going to do everyone. But the thing about it is, if you're spending $5,000 and more, I think that you should get the bang for your buck. And see, that's why I say some people call themselves mentors, and they're not actually mentors. They will tell you, here's my program, log into my website, sign up. They meet with you 1 or 2 times, and that's it.
The best ones are organic. The most impactful ones, in my opinion, because you can get mentors that way. And I think there's a small percentage, like she said, if somebody rocks with you and they feeling you, then they might pursue it past that. But that was a very good point. Like, you can't pay for what a good mentor, a true good mentor is probably priceless, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be careful of those gurus.
The best thing to do is you find somebody that's in your community doing something that you want to be doing. And you figure out a way to become valuable to that person, right? Let's say if he's a wholesaler, or you flip houses, or you renovate houses. You need to go to where he's at. Hey, man, whatever you need me to do, need me to be your go to the store and drinks, I'll do that. You need me to post signs, I'll do that. is teach me the business and be of service. What can you fit in? You know, if a person would do something like that, let's say to me, right? Like, man, you remind me of me. I'm gonna turn you away. You trying to put food on your table. Come on, you want to follow me? In fact, I need you to do this, and this. Okay, let me give you a little game here. And you show that you're eager and you're ready to learn. Man, come on, let's go. I'm going to fly to Chicago this weekend. I need you to go with me, man. I need you to learn what's going on, and then you in. So, yeah, you're right. Find somebody who's actually doing what you want to do and get up under that. Some kind of way. Some kind of way. You know, like I said, it don't really cost you a whole lot of money to do that. You know, like I said, real estate, right? You can actually say, listen, I'm going to bring some deals your way, man. You let me know if they're deals or not. If they're deals, expect the assignment fee 50-50. You bring the value to this person. You know, you bring some deals that he would normally have. And if you cash out, you both going to win. You know? Me, what I'm doing on a different scale is like it's hard for me to do that per se. But if a person sends me a deal, I can quickly look at it, man. This is a deal. This is what you should do. And we keep it moving. You know, so yeah. Now, Mike, I know you say you're a wholesaler as well. So are you a local wholesaler or are you virtual?
Right now, local. I work the what we call the I-27 corridor. I pretty much deal with y'all not from out here, so I deal from my hometown north up into Amarillo, Texas, and stuff like that. That's my primary area where I deal with, and all surrounding towns around there. I dip down into Lubbock some, but we have about 4 other people that's down there that's part of the squad that's pretty much working Lubbock, Wolford, and all that area. So I deal with my hometown north. But I want to get virtual. I want to start messing around I-35 from like Hillsboro south down into Waco, Temple, Belton, Killeen, on down that way. So that's my next goal.
Okay. Well, I'm a virtual wholesaler, so wherever the deal is at is where we go. I just want to let you know that in order to turn it from a local to a virtual, it's just a couple of extra steps, right? Of course, like probably 90% of the deals we actually never see it. We see it through pictures and videos and things of that nature, but actually physically touching it, no, we don't really do that. So if you need to know, man, let me know, man. I'll give you the game. I ain't got no problem with that.
Most deaf. We'll be talking.
All right.
We'll be talking.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So, well, now the other question I have, but it was like it's a big thing we're supposed to have with a group of people, so I'm gonna put that to the side again. So how is business going? How's business going for you guys? Oh, well, let me tell you the question. Are you guys to where you with the thing that's supposed to be coming here, right? What's this called? A recession? Are you guys recession proof?
I like that version.
We're working on that.
I think I would say everybody on this call probably got a good, solid recession-proof business, in my opinion. As long as you're targeting, the people that are gonna make it through the recession, you fine. Because we all, I'm sure everybody on this call understands, recession. I don't know. I come from the food manufacturing industry. Recession don't impact that. So I see firsthand there are certain industries where they just sneeze at it and they keep it moving. And I think that's extremely motivating. And you see all the support businesses that support those recession-proof businesses, they stay aligned as well. Just like he was saying with the trucks right now, the trucks are booming. Like that ain't going nowhere right now. Same thing with credit. That ain't, the people with money in those recession-proof businesses and industries, they still looking for help. So it may slow down, but I'm excited to take on the challenge. It ain't scaring me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Love that attitude. Love that attitude.
Yeah, we staying busy. As far as the entertainment, that's one thing, man. Folks want to be entertained. So they go throw their parties, they go no matter what, and I don't know if that's always a good thing or not, because it'd be a lot of irresponsibilities in that. But
hey, just capitalize on, ask questions later.
Yes, ma'am. And I mean, we real estate wise, making deals, got stuff in escrow. So I mean, I've yet to see how this how the cigar thing is going to work. That's pretty that's real targeted. But I've been spending the last 2 years kind of building that as far as a brand as a cigar smoker out here and all that. So I found out that there's quite a few people just right here in my hometown who the right people too, that, what I'm saying, I'm able to rub elbows with all of the right folks as far as cigars is concerned. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of us, but it's not a lot of us where I'm at anyway. But yeah, I'm curious to see, and like the sister said, I'm eager to take on that challenge too, as far as with the cigars is concerned.
Because they got that saying that say, "He who fails to plan plans to fail," right? So we know this kind of thing is kind of looming around us. So we got to make sure that we're adapting to the situation. Like I'm constantly reinventing myself, right, on my business or whatever the case is. So I don't know if you guys get a chance to see, I'm always promoting something different pretty much every week. I'm trying to, no matter what the situation is, I'm trying to be like, if recession comes from the left, I got to be in the floors on the right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or within it, or whatever the case is. So we constantly doing different things, man. To kind of bring some revenue in. So if you are a person or your business is just one way you're making money one way, you have to really get kind of leery with that, right? You got to kind of diversify that thing, maybe with stocks or whatever you're doing, kind of diversify it so that way if something happens to that, you're still able to pay your bills. Still able to pay your bills. I've been in that situation before where I had all eggs in one basket and it seemed like the basket, the bottom fell out of it. That's not a good situation. So I always be thinking about, I'm trying to be like these big Fortune 500 companies. They see things happen before it happens. So I got one eye on the present and one eye on the future. So, always. So what about you, Allahme? I know you're doing the credit thing, but is there anything else that you're doing?
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of things going on, actually. I have an online gourmet candy store.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm doing the mentorship. Sorry?
You said online gourmet.
We ain't heard about the candy. We want to hear about the candy.
Hey,
we'll get to that later. I love candy. Where's that link?
I'm going to give it a spotlight so you can talk about it. We'll put on the spotlight. You ready to do this?
Okay. So I do. I have, I'm a super entrepreneur actually, and I have a lot of irons, I want to say, in the fire, and I do have a online gourmet candy store. It's www.brownsugars.com. And I have, what we have is the English toffee. So you have the English toffee with the dark chocolate, the milk chocolate, the cookies and cream. We have the pecan, the southern pecan praline. We have the cashew brittle, peanut brittle. We also specialize in vegan peanut brittle as well, sugar-free, all vegan products. And then we have the, let's see, like I said, we have all the different English toffees. We have, during this time of the year, actually, I kind of take the English toffee with the chocolate. I kind of put that on hold. Those listings on hold is because traveling and going through the post office, I don't like my clients to receive it, or I don't like them to receive it and the chocolate is melted. So that's the reason why I just put it on hold. I've never done it before. This is the first time I've actually put the chocolate candy on hold on the shelf until October or the end of September. We'll bring it back out. But right now, if you go to www.brownsugars.com, you will see the peanut brittle. You will see the southern praline. The southern praline candy. You will see the cashew brittle. Cashew brittle is one of our number one hits. And hold on one second. Let me just show you something.
Look, I'm Googling it now. Don't play with me.
I'm going to drop the address. Order it online.
Oh, that's legit.
What's that, brother?
Okay, so I'm back. So here's one of my, can you see this? Here's one of my packages.
Oh, it's acting up because of this. Put it in front of your face.
I can't see it though.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It completely disappeared. There we go.
It doesn't work?
Oh, I see a little bit.
That's
okay,
funny.
you got the package and everything. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So we can order it online?
Yeah, you can. So you can't see it?
Can't see it.
I think it's the green screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a green screen.
Okay, so
take a picture of that. We'll put it on a private chat, and I'll make sure I put it up for you.
Okay.
Oh, we just go online. I go online and put it up there. We definitely do that.
Okay.
Is that a gold? Is that the gold package?
It is. So this is the 8 ounce. This is one of the 8 ounce. Hold on. Let me see if I can change my settings.
How you doing, Miss Sheila?
I'm doing good. How is everyone? My voice is still kind of.
We're doing well. Allahme put us on to her candy company that she's been sitting on.
Okay, yeah, we can see it now.
There we go.
Yeah,
So this is the pecan brittle. I mean the peanut brittle. This is the peanut brittle, and so we have the peanut brittle. We have almond brittle. Like I said, we have a vegan. We have a cashew brittle. We have the southern praline out there. And in September, we'll bring back the English toffee with the milk chocolate, the dark chocolate, the cookies and cream, and the other English toffees we have. But this is what we have. And this is my website, www.brownsugars.com.
SUGAS.com.
Yes.
You need a mailing list so I can get an update when the toffees drop.
It's crazy because I love peanut brittle. My grandmother used to make it when I was younger. It was like ever.
The package is great.
Thank you. So that's something to add, just to answer your question, Jay, that's something else that I have going on. So I do that. I do the mentorship. Let me see, the credit, the business and the personal credit. I have my own apron line that's actually coming out, and I'm going to actually put my apron line on my website with my brittle. So I'm going to incorporate that with my candy, and we're thinking of coming up with some other recipes. But honestly, my recipes and everything that I have came from my childhood, came from my dad. My dad had a bakery growing up, so that's where I got that. But yeah, I have to keep you guys posted with the English toffee.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Now, see, if I didn't ask the question, we would have never knew.
Yeah.
So you guys should hide something from me. Who else got something like that? Anybody else got a side business they got going on? No? Well, I got a lot of stuff going on, so I'll probably go last. Yeah.
I have a side business. I got a side business. We got our hair products coming out.
Oh, come on, man. You
Okay,
better speak on it. What are we talking about?
Let me highlight you there. Hold on. Let me highlight you right quick. Hold on. Put everybody
No
on the spot today.
Right.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it.
I don't know. It never does it for me.
Yeah.
See? Like it's go up in the corner somewhere.
Didn't do it, huh?
I think it's
all right. Let me hit this button here, and I think you'd be good to go.
okay. Oh, there I go.
There you go.
There it is.
So we do the nonprofit, and so we have to find creative ways to have funding. So one of the products that I came out with is Beautifully Rewired, and you can go to Beautifully Rewired at facebook.com/Beautifully Rewired, and we're coming up with a product line for protective styles, though. So it's for individuals who wear braids, who kind of keep their hair, still want healthy hair. So we have the misting spray, we have hair lotion, and then we also have our growth oils. And so those should be launching in July, at the end of July. So I'm excited about it. I'm working with the label person. That's why I need to get with Danielle too. I talked to Allahme yesterday about the credit stuff, but I need to get with Danielle to talk about how to get the products, in more people's hands. And it was very challenging though to say, because we have grease and shampoo. So I use a rice water shampoo, and we wanted to come out with that. And I was just like, I don't know if
it's sustainable.
I don't know if it's sustainable, but I know that these 3 products are sustainable. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I've been having them we've been working on it for a year. So I have like testimonies of growth and all of that stuff. So we'll be putting that out at the end of this month. But the whole idea is to pay it forward. So all the proceeds from our products go to the nonprofit to help service a coach, a therapist, a nurse, or somebody to come through our Ascension program so that they can just be better qualified to be able to do the work that they do, or better and aligned, because so many of us get burnt out in this field really quick.
So I'm going to chime in because I'm stalking her right now. I love that logo. It's amazing. And I would love to help. Actually, one of my people that I said I'm mentoring, she created a growth oil, and that's what I've been using on my hair. And she, like you said, she's been like playing around with it the past year and got it into a couple people's hands who it made a difference. And that was like, that key, getting it to the hairstylists and the people that's going to use it in higher volumes.
Yes.
Like that was like a real pivotal moment for her. And I'm like, yes, you got something good, because especially right now it's becoming more popular. Yes. Like I seen a Mary Kay catalog with a 2-ounce bottle of oil for $50. So your first advice, raise the price.
So that's, and I don't know what today's show is going to be about, but it's about that, right? It's the emotional turmoil that I go through of, okay, how much do we price this at? Like, we know it's quality, it's all natural, like, and so I'm like, I'm just going to contact Danielle because this is her lane and this is what she does. So let me talk to an expert, and I encourage all of our listeners to do that, right? Step out your feelings and your emotions. Amen. And talk to an expert to give you like just an objective viewpoint, because we are so close to our products, you know what I mean? And we know what we did and what it takes, and every little detail. Like you said, the logo, I was very specific about the logo. Like, no, I want it to look like this. And and so, and then we also have a beard line coming out too. So we have a men's beard. It's the beard balm, the beard shampoo, conditioner, and a balm. And it works really well for men. And so so that's the 2 products that I end up choosing. Yes.
I'm excited about this future conversation.
Yes.
Oh yes. I need to talk to her about I
mean, when we're talking about African American women, a lot of us going into protective styles now where we're just not really wearing our hair. And so I don't know if our listeners know, but I did hair. So I did hair from 13, and that paid for my college and everything. So I've always been a lover of hair. I opened up a shop, and that's kind of how this line came out at first, because I wanted to make sure that the individuals who are coming in and getting the braids and the sew-ins really had a way to, make sure that their hair was being conditioned while they were still wearing their lace front. And so many of us, our hair gets damaged in the process of wearing the braids and wearing the sew-ins, and how do we keep and preserve our own hair and the growth of that quality while we're, fabulous fly. People don't know this, but I actually have dreads under this. This is not mine. This is an actual, but I have dreads. And that's one of the things. I know, it's just my protective style. I'm not gonna show them till 44, till I turn 44, January 23rd. So it's a transition. Yes. So that's me.
Excellent. That's dope. Look, see that's that not having all your eggs in one basket, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you just don't stop at one. Right, you always gotta do something else, and then you end up doing something else. You know what I'm saying? So when you get them all to the point to where they're all bringing in revenue, you win it. So, but no matter what, we always gonna be thinking about different things to do.
Absolutely.
So let me just
and
take
not
that.
Just revenue, but the more free you can get it, which is why I want to meet with Danielle, because I really want to put some processes in place where I'm not in it all the time. Like, how do we basically streamline this where, we got the right people in place, and I'm just checking stuff off because I've delegated what needed to be delegated and overseeing what I need to oversee and getting a check at the end. And that check is not a direct result of the time that I've invested, day to day.
Raise them prices.
That's the key.
I say that from a loving space because I've had this conversation with a lot of people because so real quick, while we on the subject, I won't take long. One of the things that I was doing for my friend was every time I would go into the store, I would take a picture of some like a competitor type stuff and just seeing the range of sizes of the bottles and the cost and looking at the ingredients because we're very ingredient focused. And, you go to the store, those low price points are because it has a cheap oil in it that's actually not beneficial for your hair. And so getting that point across, because people that truly value their hair will pay for that oil, especially in the Black community, because we know, one, chances are that bottle's going to last like 2-3 months, depending on how much you use it. So, you got to get people to understand and don't worry about them people that don't get it.
Exactly. Right. It's an investment.
It is. It is. And it's for people that value their hair. So they'll pay for it.
Absolutely. It's important, especially to you women, man. Your hair is a big deal. Let's see, man, I don't have none. I can do like this and I keep it moving. So all right, so listen, I'm gonna tell you guys a couple things that we're doing as a wholesaling company, and some other things we got going on too. So I have to kind of write it down, man. There's so much going on, and I'm delegating so much that it's a lot, but you got to have a team to do it, So we are capital raising as well. So we have MCA, thing like that. You need funding for that. We help people fund it. A little different though, but we Hardmoney Lenders as well. We residential and commercial in 48 states. So if you got a property that you're looking to purchase, and you can use, and you don't need any of your money out of pocket, we can use the actual property as the collateral. So if you get at such a great discount, we'll loan you money for the property and to fix it up as well. We do, of course, we got the notary service as well. So we are mobile and online notary service as well. So if you got a person that's out of state, out of the country, that you want to buy their property or whatever it is, we can actually do it from right here, actually. No matter what city or state or what country they're in as well. We also do we don't do the mentorship no more, but we do the consulting when it comes to real estate. We sit down, we work, we see where you're trying to go in the next 6 months or so, year or so, and we sit down and map out a plan for all your residential or commercial needs to get you to that from A to B. And we do a little bit of one-on-one as well, but we're just going to map this thing out and let you follow all the way through it. So we have a meeting in front, meeting in the middle, and at the end as well to kind of see where you at and see if you need us any further. We do that as well. So also we got, of course, we got the podcast here, Small Business Stand Up, along with the network. So we're trying to build a network. So we have a couple of shows that's actually coming up. As a matter of fact, Miss Sheila, she'll be launching hers next Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So she'll have one as well. Sheila, you want to tell them a little bit about what that's going to be touching on?
Fully. Drink some water. Yeah, so we have Shaping Solutions podcast coming on, how to elevate in life. And life is an acronym. It is for love, interactions, focus, and energy. And basically the premise around it is for our viewers and audience. I'm a therapist. I'm a licensed therapist, and I stepped away from therapy because I realized that people had everyday problems, right? It wasn't so much because I have depressive disorder or these very heavy diagnosis, what we call qualifying diagnosis, is that needs to go through your insurance for them to pay for it. I worked as a counselor at a community college for about 3 years, and the people that was coming to see me literally just had everyday problems that was getting in the way of them attaining their degree. And at that point, I'm like, okay, this is not so much therapy, right? More than it is coaching them as individuals on how to move forward and then consulting them on the problems that's arising. And so I changed over from being a quote unquote therapist to a synergy coach. And I made this term up synergy coach because I do a little bit of therapy, a little bit of coaching, a little bit of consulting, but ultimately to help individuals shift their mindsets, develop the skill sets and take the actions required to really live the life that they desire and require. So yeah, it's definitely exciting. So previous, I had a radio show. It was called Soul Food for Thought, and we had over 15,000 listeners a month on that show. And the Soul Food, the number 4 thought was predicated on the 4 lobes of your brain, and how do we get the 4 lobes of our brain to really start to communicate with each other. And so a part of the spinoff from this Shaping Solutions is going to be, I want to have like a mastermind, like a Soul Food for Thought mastermind, to really collaborate on the backside of this podcast, so that we are really not just elevating in our business, but we're elevating in our life. Because we know as entrepreneurs, the first thing that really affects us in entrepreneurship is what? Our personal relationships, either our relationship with our money, our relationship with our spouses, our relationship with our friends, our relationship with our family. And while we're trying to navigate creating this business, how do I handle these personal things that's arising in my life as I'm shifting my beliefs and really going after I want to go for, and my environment and energy is changing, but not so much the environment around me. And I think that's really big for entrepreneurs. So I work with individuals in their life while they work on their business.
Huge.
And remember, if you can shape it in your mind, you can have it in your life. And so,
you better tell it.
So we see we're extremely happy to have her on the team. So we also have a neighborhood wholesaling show coming out as well, for strictly wholesaling, commercial, residential, land, trailer parks, storage facilities, like all that good stuff. We have a Saturday morning show as well on stocks. How to invest in stocks and things of that nature. So you guys can tune in. It's on our private Facebook group as well. But we have a lot of free stuff too. So if you want to learn about how to speak Spanish, we have that 2 times a week. It's an hour each time. It's free, no cost at all. We also have a bird dog class for real estate. So if you want to learn something on the basic level of real estate, you can do that as well. That's free. But one thing too that I'm really kind of happy about too. So in the next couple of months or so, we'll start doing the meetups. So I know a lot of people here in Dallas or whatever want to get together. So we'll start doing that once a month, and hopefully one day have you guys come on up too as well. And we just try to take this thing to the next level. So So I got a few things going on. Just a few. So
Bro, you got everything in the world going on. Why is you trying to down?
Yeah, I'm like, what does his calendar look like? And
I don't
crazy. I told y'all this. I told y'all about this, right? This is a problem, man. It's a problem. So, it's a problem. So
yeah, but I did see the meetup packages and like the cost for, you know, entry into, I guess, a more advanced level for the programs that you provide.
Okay, so the Patreon accounts, yeah. So a lot of that stuff is yeah. So yeah, when you want to join that or whatever, because you definitely can. You live in Dallas or whatever, so you'll be able to go sit down with us. We'll eat a meal or whatever the case is. But the ones that's in the I say the platinum package, they'll be able to see the deals as they being done. So we're gonna teach you how to do the deals. You know what I'm saying? To actually see it in real time and be able to invest in some of the multifamily properties that we're doing too. So if you want to learn how to do syndication, this would be a great way to get to learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so there's a lot going on, man. So I'm just trying to build my team to hire somebody else, to another assistant to kind of help with some of the load. But I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So but again, we talked about this earlier. My number one thing is I want to be an assist guy. Whatever I can help. Like you guys have talked about, you guys talk outside of the podcast. That made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? That made me feel good because I had a little bit to do with that. You know, so that's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right, somebody gave a comment. Let me see here. Okay, so this is a private one. Okay, I'll definitely take a look at this in a second. So you missed some good ones, Sheila. I think you kind of touched on it already, though. We was talking about mentorship and all that good stuff. So you kind of touched on it already. So listen, this is what we need to do, man. We need to get together. I know we said it's on live, right? We need to get together and everybody get a piece of what you got going on. We put this thing together and have a big deal. Everybody kind of promote it or whatever the case is and get people to come on a Zoom link or whatever, make some money and teach some people some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's about that time. About that time. You guys are rock stars in what you do. You know? So people need that information. Now that I know she's making peanut brittle and all this type of stuff. So yeah, okay, hold on. How do we get this, man? You know, I need to put my email address down, the address or something down, or what we need to do. Say go on the website, huh?
How do you do what? You want to know when the English talking is back out there?
How do we order some?
Oh, you can go to the website and order. Let me put it in the group right here. It's www.brownsugas with.com.
Okay.
www.brownsugas.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotcha. Yeah. So
yeah, and that's funny. That's funny because I was just looking, and as you can see, I got orders that came in already.
Yeah, money team.
Yeah. The money team.
Yeah.
B. Myers, what's up, man? You all right? What else you got going on over there, brother?
Man, just the real estate, the entertainment,
okay.
stuff,
we need to get up, man.
And planning the cigar lounge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do some. You know, I'm a creative, but that's not really a business per se anymore. You know, but yeah, I mean, I create videos, shoot videos as well, but like I said, that's not a promo, stuff like that, but that's not a business per se. So
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. 2
comments before we get off here, and I know Danielle and Ms. Allahme actually they answered these last week, but it's 2. I want to get Sheila and B. Myers see what they think about this. So where we at? Now, okay, so I'm gonna use this word. I'm gonna use this, right? All right. So we all are entrepreneurs, right? So we're investors too, right? We look for opportunity always, right? So let me ask you a question: would you invest in this? You guys see that yet?
Real compound private prisons. Would I invest in private prisons?
Why you bring this question back, man? You gonna enrage everybody.
I want to because you can almost see people's heads spinning, right? Because we're investors, right? We ain't making money, but this kind of puts you up against some stuff here, right? And I just want to see how they work with this.
I feel like Jay want to invest in a private prison. He just trying to get some co-signers.
Well, I think that definitely this is a value. This is based on values, and I think that when we start to look at how you invest in your money and where you're investing your time, again, in an ascension process, yeah, for quick money, yep. But I think that this would just go against my values, right? Like my belief systems and things like that. And all money ain't good money in a sense. Like that's to me what that's saying. And I know that, you know, as I don't know, I'm just a valued person, right? I try to make sure that the things I do align with my values. I say it's my fragrance in life, right? And, you know, to invest in prisons, although very profitable, to me, I don't know how I would feel about that when I go to sleep at night, seeing a lot of the way the prison system works and things like that. I also have this issue when we start talking about not just prisons, but I worked as a social worker at what are those schools called? Like when they come into the community and they I forgot it, but you know, yeah, charter schools, right? Like I've had this conversation about charter schools. Like, do we believe in charter schools? You know, I have to really look at their vision and their values to see if this is something that aligns with my values. And all charter schools are not there in our communities for the benefit of our communities. Sometimes they're just there to make a profit. And so my answer would be at this time, you know, is there any prison out there that I feel like align with my values? No, it's not. So I would have to say, no, I wouldn't invest in, you know, private prisons.
I echo her sentiment. I echo the sister sentiments. All money ain't good money. The role, and this is strictly from a Black man's perspective, like just the role that it has played, that system, this system as a whole. I couldn't. I just couldn't see myself dumping no money, time, or energy into that ever. I don't care how good the money may sound. I don't care how good the presentation may be. I don't care how sure the investment is. None of that. Nah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Now some type of prison reform program, maybe.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What did y'all say, Allahme and Danielle?
Same thing you said.
Same thing you guys.
Absolutely not.
And everything.
And as a matter of fact,
same thing you
and
said.
as a matter of fact, my brother just came home like last Friday. So you know.
No.
Now I do feel like indirectly we are paying for prison systems, right, through taxes or whatever, like indirectly, but just a direct, like, oh, Sheila, we're building this prison. And you know, Michigan, well, I live in Michigan and we have a lot of prisons, like in Michigan. I mean, federal prisons and jails. And I don't know, just the whole idea of the whole process, it just doesn't align with my values. But Jay, what do you say?
No, I said the exact same thing.
Okay.
Exact same thing. Listen, all my life I've known people going in and out of penitentiary. I've been fortunate that I didn't go. It's not that I didn't participate. I just didn't get caught, right? And I see the state of our people in those situations. I remember going to prison to see my brother like every other week. You know what I'm saying? And he can't come home, you know, and the condition that he in, and the amount of money that he's spending on these phones, you know, all the, to send a stamp, how much that costs, to get some money out the stuff out the vending machine is really legalized slavery. It's basically what it is. Yeah. You know, but the reason why I bring that up is that there are some people, like we from maybe from the inner city of America, right? So this affects us in our face every day, right? But there are people who don't know anybody who's been to prison, right? And so I can see, and this don't affect them, so I can see how they would be willing to invest their money because it don't affect them in a day-to-day basis, right? I can see that happening. But as far as me, hey, it's not, all money ain't good money, just like you said. It wouldn't match up with what I got going on at all, you know. So, but man, I can see how people do that.
It is a very lucrative business, you know. It definitely is. I think I would rather invest in, and this is maybe again, it may be against. I don't think it's against my values. I know people gonna die, but I would invest in funeral homes and things like that, like. And knowing that, you know, we have a high level of crime, but even seeing the demise of when death happens in our community, how it's handled, and a part of me investing in that would be to educate our people on life insurance and really just the grief process that has to occur. But a lot of people don't agree with that with me neither. But that I can see me having an alignment in my values and my why for that. I don't see a space for that with me in the prison reform.
Well, everybody get an A+ on this. Because if somebody would have said yes, it would have been a problem. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. But no,
is that what it was? It was a setup question. Yeah, you're trying to figure out who you got on your podcast.
Right.
I was trying to see, was it money over situations or what we're doing here? You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some people. As long as they're making money, they don't care what's going on or what happens, you know? I don't want to align myself with people like that. You got to have some principles, man. You got to stand on stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Money ain't everything. Money ain't everything.
Now, my question.
All right, last one.
No, go
ahead. Go ahead with your question.
So my question, when you said that all money, do you think that's a space that we mature to? When you start to realize, like, oh, I got values and all money ain't good money? Or do you think that's just, you know, you're going to meet somebody and they have that? Because there has been times where I've done things that was against my values for the money. And I think that just the feeling I had about that and the what it triggered in me as a consequence of making that decision, I chose like to make sure that when I am, you know, attaining wealth, that I'm attaining it in a process that's aligned with my values.
See, to me, winning and doing it against what I stand for is not winning. I'm losing. Right now, back in the day when I thought I did, and I thought this was the only way I was going to be able to get to level, I do things because I thought that this is it for me, right? But now that I see that there's other ways to make money, to maneuver and do different things, that was foolish thinking for me at that time. Now I can't even fathom me thinking that way. I'm so far removed from that lifestyle. You know, and if anybody know that I know personally that is in that lifestyle, I have no problem pulling on the side and like, listen, man, you made the money, man. Let's put this in something else and do something different. You know, I have no problem with telling you that. I don't care who it is. If we next to each other, I'm gonna talk.
So you do think it's a place that we mature to when we start to? It's like it becomes a fork to being a fork in the yard where it's like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm gonna be a little bit more mindful of how and where I get my money. Because I don't think everybody understands that. Like, I'm trying to get this money. Like, what do I need to do to get this money? Like, that's a mindset of a lot of people. And it's like, yeah, but it don't feel good at the end. And I want money that feel good while I'm getting it, you know, and in the process of having it. You know, like, okay.
But you heard the saying, you know, desperate people do desperate things in desperate situations, right? Yeah. Now, if you don't know anywhere else to go, hey, I didn't know nothing. I wasn't working at the local corner store and making $40 beyond me. You know what I'm saying? So now I realize I can actually work and maintain. I'm done. took my little stuff and put it in the toilet, through the flush. I'm done. I quit. I made it out. Man. But the rest of my partners who wasn't as fortunate as me, they all in prison.
Hey man, private prison ain't no just casual. That's not a casual investment somebody makes. It's a lot of money. So that is a concentrated choice.
But you see, but here's the deal though. They may sell you on some other vehicles, and that may be tied to it. A lot of so sometimes we may be investing in some things like that we not read because it's some other we don't know. If you're dealing with the stock market, right?
Like the stock market.
I already know the stock market, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna echo you. Like some of the companies that you invest in, a part of their proceeds actually go to support prison or quote unquote prison reform. And so you're investing in a company, but indirectly you may have a stock in this company and you don't realize that this company is a big contributor to, prison or prison reform or whatever they try to say. And so that's why I say sometimes we can indirectly be supporting this agenda and not really knowing that we're doing it by the places we shop at and the stocks that we tend to invest in. Or even some of the, I don't know if it's the colleges that we go to. I just watched a show and the college realized that a part of its portion of their tuition was going to prisons. And it was like this whole big thing. But I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. I think you're froze.
Yeah, Jay looks like he's frozen.
Yeah, he looks like he's frozen.
Look, he brought this question back too. What are we doing?
Yes, he did. Yeah, Sheila, he asked this question the last week as well.
Are you for or are you gentrification? Are you for it or against it? Or against it. So this is another thing. I love gentrification.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that one.
I just don't feel like we have the right people at the table, right? The whole idea of going into communities and building them up, these dilapidated communities, and building them up to make them more viable for the community, that's the companies and things like that that's going into it. Like, I love that concept, right? Like, and I think that we need to do this within our communities because we have a lot of dilapidated communities and blighted communities, and we're not truly investing back into our communities in the way that we should. I think that we get insulted though when we see a different race or culture or a different status of money come in and say, hey, you know what? You guys have some blighted buildings, some things, but it's this company that we feel like can come there and we're going to build this community up, right? And we're going to actually kick you out now, right? In some way, you have to be removed. So now we're insulted, right? Because it's like, I can't believe you're coming into our community and shifting and changing it. It doesn't look like us anymore. But truly looking like that particular community, and I don't even want to say us with this, but that style of community is not, it's not beneficial to the eye. It's not beneficial to the mind. You know what I mean? You really don't feel safe, right? The issue with gentrification is the racial divide. When we see this happening, we see more white people benefiting from it. We see more young, like in my neighborhood, I seen a white woman, with her dog, running down Washington. That has never, I'm like, what is happening to our community?
Never happened.
It's never happened before, So the idea, absolutely. But what I feel like we need to start doing as a community, similar to what Jay was talking about, we need to get our capital together and we need to start buying communities and saying, hey, we're going to build houses and we're going to make parks and we're going to, bring in, now we can start talking about a charter school that is specifically for our children that lifts this, right? But you need a lot of people that's collaboratively looking at 20 years from now, how that's going to look. And you may not benefit from this, Danielle or Sheila. You may not benefit from this, but your son and your grandkids will benefit from this, because the people who doing regentrification or gentrifying neighborhoods, they not directly benefiting it. That's an investment into their children's children. And I think that we have to get that mindset where we can buy neighborhoods, you know, from land banks, and we can take this on a smaller level and not do it. It's not going to directly benefit us, but it definitely is going to benefit the culture and our kids and what they experience, you know, in our hoods. And we can make it hood eligible.
You funny.
Like, you know what I mean?
But I want to, Sheila, you brought up the same topic that I did, where it's like getting people to understand the investment that it takes to add value. Because some of it is so simple as get the trash from in front of your business, or maybe repaint the front of your store, paint your house. Like, it's just little stuff, but it's getting that point across. Like you said, it takes time. It takes time, but over time, that value will come. Where I bought my home, it just so happened that property values shot up. I live in Birmingham, which is 80% Black, and I landed in what I consider is like a Black suburb, essentially. I think before, many moons ago, it was, you know, white community, but then Black folks moved in. But it's just normal middle-class Black folks living our lives. And to watch that property value go up just maintain the house. Like, these aren't even super fancy houses. Just maintain them. Don't let them go. But it's like, how do you get that point across? Because it's you know, I'm a first generation home owner. You know, it's 2022 and I'm a first generation homeowner, and I know I'm not the first one. So it's like, it was a very eye-opening experience. But once I did it, it's like, yes, have that value, have that sense of community. And I think some of it gets lost when it's grandma's house and we just let grandma's house go to the wayside. It's like, no, get grandma's house back, slap some paint on it, invest in that house, and then that return, that value is going to shoot up.
And then buy the lot next door to grandma's house and keep that lot. But, you know what I mean?
Help your neighbor fix their house.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what that's the point. Like, two things is understanding, teaching, and trying to teach our people and understanding asset protection, and stop selling grandma's house. Stop letting folks come by grandma's house, you know, and taking care of it. Simply, I mean, it's like a lot of times we already have, and when I say we, I mean us as a people. A lot of times, like over here where I'm from, these folks, like, they own the stuff. So we already got the hard part done.
Man, what?
Now it's just doing something with it. You know, but as soon as those folks come through, and as soon as you letting it go down, you're not taking care of it, you're not paying the taxes, you're getting liens put on it because you won't cut the dang on grass, silly stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then those folks come through. Now the city owns it, and then some investor come through and buy it for pennies on a dollar, and put a duplex up, and charge you $1,000 a month per side or whatever. And now you're mad. And now you're mad, but you need to be mad at yourself.
Okay.
You did it.
Yes.
So I agree. I dig gentrification. I do, but like the sister said, it's who's doing it.
Yeah.
It's all in who's doing it. So that's my little spiel on that.
And Danielle, you live in the South. You live in Birmingham, and I don't know where B. Myers live, but so my family is from Panola, Alabama. And at one time, the Littles owned like over 100 acres of land down there during the slavery time, right? And as those generations started to die off, you know, like, they started to sell the land. Like, so now where, we had all of this land and it was being farmed and cows and all this stuff. When I go down there now, it's like lumber companies have the land to cut the lumber off of it. But when my grandfather passed, he had about 10 of those acres, and I just made it in my business. Like, I'm gonna buy my mom's portion. Like, nope, it's not up for sale. If I never do it, which I do want to build a resort or something down there, like some type of place where I can go do retreats. Because I do feel like these folks work for this land. And no, we have, a lot of us have migrated up north, but this land is like going to be valued. It's going to have value in the future. And for us to not see that and just to say, okay, Big Mama died, so we just going to sell the land, and, because ain't nobody going to take care of it. It's just like when these people are doing gentrification, they don't have that mindset. You know what I mean? They're really very strategic on, we gonna get this land. And if we sit on this land for 20 years, you know what I mean? We know that we're going to do something with it in the future. And, I've seen so much of my family sell off this land, and it has happened in other families. And I'm specifically Danielle,
yes,
up in the South. Have you saw that happen?
And that's one of my biggest drivers is they are so fortunate down here because they've been down here so long. Exactly to your point. A lot of people have the land and they don't know what to do with it. And so what do? They end up selling it. When you got people like me who's fighting to get a piece of land, and it's like, what are y'all doing? There's millions of people out there that would love to have, like you said, this is America ain't nothing but a game of Monopoly. You got to have a property to win the game. Like, so you selling the property. No more. You don't win Monopoly by selling your properties. Like, so it's just, it's something that it really hurts me. And that's why I chose the field of business coaching, because it also applies to businesses. A lot of them have businesses and they have these businesses, but they just, they barely making 6 figures a year working this business. But it's like, you have this building, you have this land. Would you utilize it and really get the income so you can put yourself in a better position, so you can make better choices and buy into your community? Because I feel like, and somebody can come for me if they will, but I just feel like a lot of the folks down here are very comfortable and they lack perspective when it comes to what the rest of America looks like, because Birmingham is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But that ain't what the world looks like. I'm from Cleveland. Cleveland was one of the most segregated cities in America at one point in time. So, but I just really just engage with people as much as I can, just to kind of get them to understand like the value of what they have and what they're sitting on in, and the importance of that little $20,000, $30,000 check that's going to be gone, and you're going to sneeze that away. They come buy the house, you think you doing something, you go take the check, and now you in the same position. You ain't even did nothing to leverage the loss of that land. So now it's like a double loss. So
it reminds me of the relationship where you had the boyfriend and he didn't really cherish you and take care of you. Then another boyfriend come in and now you mad at the new boyfriend. Like, these people know how to treat this. They see the vision. We can't be mad about that. What we need to learn how to do is adapt those type of principles and adapt that mindset so that we can start treating the things that really truly belong to us in a valued way, right? And really start to say, okay, let me cut the grass. Let me keep the trash off the line. Let me build a park. I wanted to build a Wi-Fi park before. Like, just you can just park and have Wi-Fi. And let's put these up around our community, right? Just ideas, and it's truly from a service-oriented mindset than it is from how much money I'm gonna make, right? Like, this is what I want to give back to the community.
And let me add to it to something really quick.
Educational piece that's missing.
Yeah.
Just something that my family and I have gone through. My grandfather was homestay at I think 20 acres in Waco, Texas, and he had me getting checks every month. to him every month. We didn't know anything about it, but my grandfather's no longer here. He's been deceased for probably 5 years. Make a long story short, Devon Energy is pumping oil off of our land. Okay. And there's a strip mall that's on our land. We didn't know anything about it. It just goes to show you, you know, you need the education. You need to understand when there's property in the family, what you need to do, because now that my grandfather is deceased, it's in probate. Because I had some aunts that had no interest in the property when my grandfather was alive. My aunt and my uncle had no interest, so my grandfather passed it down to the grandkids. Well, now that my aunt got word that he passed it down to the grandkids, now she's interested, and she was calling down there, telling them that, you know, just a bunch, you know how drama goes with family, right? Calling down there, writing letters, and just a bunch of drama. So now it's up on probate. And guess what? They're still pumping oil on the property, and nobody's getting paid because now it's held up in probate. So this is just a situation where, you know, you have property and you didn't do anything about it. You need to know, because we had that property, like I said, homesteaded to my grandfather from his grandmother who was a slave, bought the property for $1, from what I understand. And the property has been in the family for so many years, and now we can't even benefit off of the property. We can't even pass it down to my kids and my grandkids. You know, it's interesting though, but you definitely have to, you know, understand, you know, the property, and, you know, because they taken the land right from us.
Yeah,
and know how to do it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They leverage ignorance.
Yeah,
To the fullest.
absolutely.
I say, like, that is, so who do you talk to in situations like that? And I think it goes back to the conversation we had on the podcast a couple of weeks ago about, you know, having trust and, you know, and trying to keep stuff out of probate and educating our community about how do we put this in the trust so it goes right to, and this is something important, I think, that really speaks to why it's important for us to get our business in order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but family dynamics can be a booger.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's not just it's not a black thing. It happens.
Oh, that's look, that's the understatement of the world, that family dynamics piece. But I think the answer, one of your questions is invest in a lawyer. Like, invest in a lawyer. Don't, when it comes to stuff like that, you know, I love Google more than anybody, but when it comes to serious matters, property, big money, pay for that lawyer. Like, and especially like in the case of what Allahme's saying, you know, the lawyer is going to see, okay, there's a big problem here, and I'm a back this cause. But I think that's another important piece. Invest in a lawyer ahead of time.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm going through some technical difficulties. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't get a chance to hear a lot of stuff Allahme said though, so I apologize about that. But yeah, it's definitely an educational piece that we're missing when it comes to these houses. Fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. I'm sometimes in these rooms with these guys who have a lot of money, right? And they're looking for areas to buy, right? And I see the people that are affected by it, and a lot of times it's us. It's because we're not educated on what's going on. And like Sheila said, they're willing to sit on these properties for years, right? Mm-hmm. With us is that we think about tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Or on 6 months or a year or 20 years down the line. So we're going to lose every time. If you think it's short-sighted, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. You're basically playing cards with the deck up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, with your hand up. doing. And these
It's
people
truly
they're very strategic and they have money. So my thing, like Danielle said too, get you a lawyer and do it ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
What do we need?
you went on.
We gonna work with Jay on his connection.
I know. Do you got your Ethernet in, Jay?
He probably got 20 windows open, eight programs open,
right, running in the background. I do feel like the point that he's making is a mindset issue, and I don't think that we realize that you can either have a success mindset or survivor's mindset. And so many of us have what's called a survival mindset, like I need it right now, like I'm thinking about what I gotta pay today, like how is this gonna affect the immediate me, and we fail to think about the success mindset, which is this is an investment. I'm doing this today for better tomorrow, right? And I don't know what that's like. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's definitely for a better tomorrow. And to get a person to switch from survival to success, it takes the longest journey I think that individuals take in their life, and that's from your left ear to your right? Like just literally going through all of your thoughts and beliefs, and like, is this really true? Do I need a return on this tomorrow, or can I have this return in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Is it better for me to have this return in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? And having more concrete conversations about just challenging our thoughts about that. And we're so immediate. I need it right now, and I can't see, myself investing or taking time out today if I'm not eating that today. Well, and I think as a community, we really have to start shifting to more of a, success mindset, and really from service oriented. I may not benefit from that, but in the process of me actually doing the work, I'm benefiting because I feel good, right? It's making me feel good when I lay down at night. I know I've done something that's going to benefit somebody someday.
That's deep.
And actually, that's the way the world works. Right? That's the way the universe works. That's the way God works. Give and it shall be given to you, right? So when you have that type of mindset where you're like, I'm doing this thing and I know it's going to benefit somebody somewhere at some point, then you get to yield the benefit that somebody sold that had that same mindset. And guess what? You can actually benefit from that tomorrow. It just won't be your benefit though. It won't be the thing you invested in. It will be, but you would collect the energy of somebody that actually had that mindset previous. And a lot of us are stopping our own blessings because we're not willing to hold a space for another person to be happy. I don't want them happy if I ain't happy, right? And I just think that we really need to start having some deeper conversations of what the service-oriented means, and know that you will benefit from this. You won't just benefit directly from it, right?
That's pretty much. That's what they all say. You chase your passion, the profit will come. Just reinforcing that fact. And I think Jay said it earlier, you got to help people. The more you help people, the more you'll grow. And if you keep that as your core, that's a solid foundation.
So my question is, what time is the podcast? Because I actually had it scheduled for 7:30, but I'm imagining that you guys came on at 6:30.
We came on at 6:30.
Okay.
6:30 Eastern.
Okay.
Jay over there struggling. You gotta make fun of him, that way you can get better.
Tough love.
Oh yes, that's what we're here for. Let's see. See now, look, we can start talking because that whole mindset, Kat. Don't get me started. That's
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be exciting about the Shaping Solutions podcast, right? Really going more in depth in not just about business, but everyday life and how we think about everyday life and creating strategies for individuals to use, not just in their business, but in their relationships and in their life. And that requires a mindset shift.
And in their careers, because for me, if a person has a career that they truly enjoy, having the right mindset will allow them, just like Allahme said, to move up. Because a lot of people limit themselves in their careers and they don't move to the potential and the income that they deserve because of mindset. That mindset of go ask for help, find a mentor, don't get your feelings hurt every time somebody, says something bad about, being able to flip negative feedback and get the gems out of the negative feedback. Like those are things that you don't think are a big deal, but are actually a big deal to a lot of people. I've managed a lot of people, and it's amazing the number of people that will just get crushed when you give them feedback. And it's like, what? That's a terrible mindset. Like if I took the time to give you feedback, there's a reason for that. Don't take it negatively. And if you're offended, you need to look inside yourself and realize, why are you offended right now? Like, unless it's something obviously offensive, obviously. But if it's something around your performance or what you're doing, it's the mindset to be able to be receptive to the information.
So when I started Shaping Solutions, it was like an acronym. And the S is for stories, right? And so we all trigger a story. It don't matter. Like if you do something to a person, it's triggering a story in them. And that story can be the story of the victim or the villain. And a lot of times we created a narrative or a story that I'm a victim and you're doing this for me. And I want to bring this back into the gentrification question, right? A lot of us are offended by gentrification because we feel like we're a victim of what these individuals are coming into our community doing to us. And it's like, but you're not a victim of that, right? Like, and so many of us have taken on this victim mentality or this victim narrative when things happen in some way. You're doing this to me, and this thing that you're doing is a negative, or it's punitive, or it's like to in some way put me down. And the truth of the matter is, it has nothing to do with you, right? Like truly, Danielle, in your example, I'm doing a performance assessment. I'm rating your performance. This is straight numbers, right? It has nothing. The only thing that has to do with you in this case is the fact that I am assessing your performance, right? But so many of us have taken this negative mindset or this victim mindset and really like, you're doing this to me. And I think we need to shift that.
That is exactly my point.
Yes.
So
I don't know what happened to Jay. So do you want to close today, Danielle?
Oh, you got more experience with that. I was thinking about that.
I think he went off, but we're on the Mid City Podcast, and we thank you guys. Allahme can close too. We thank you guys for joining us on another week. I think we're 10 weeks in. We appreciate your views. We appreciate your shares. We appreciate you posting in the chat. Continue to post and ask questions, because we're open to provide insight on any question that you have with our diverse panel. We are here on Tuesdays?
Yes.
6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for being a part. I mean, our producer Jay, we don't know where he's at, but he's figuring it out.
Yes.
You know,
I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you next week. I'm Sheila. You can catch me at I Am Shaping Solutions. Danielle.
I'm Danielle, DCDR Solutions across all platforms. I want to piggyback off of your clothes. Submit the questions. I like the questions. The questions is what engage people. So submit your question if you want us to speak on a topic you're passionate about.
I agree. And I'm Allahme Dixon. You can find me at credit909.com.
All right. Well,
Good night.
Good night.
MCA Back Office aims to help real estate wholesalers who have their 9-to-5 jobs, those who are busy with their businesses or family responsibilities, and even help students. MCA Back Office gives you leads, research comps, calculate offers for you. Basically, MCA be your back office. You can find them on Facebook. Just search MCA Back Office.